aprendió a matar? Me dice a los 12 años. ¿Usted se recuerda cuándo y a quién fue la primera persona que mató?
No, ya el primero que yo maté fue por el 17 años de edad.
La saga of La Quica, born Denis Mosquera, reveals a harrowing saga of crime and brutality deeply entrenched in Colombia's drug trade and underworld. Emerging as one of Pablo Escobar's most feared enforcers, La Quica's journey is marked by a relentless pursuit of power and dominance. His ascent from the ranks of the Medellín Cartel to becoming a notorious hitman epitomizes the ruthlessness and ruthlessness of organized crime. However, his reign of terror comes to a dramatic end with his capture and extradition to the United States. La Quica's narrative embodies themes of treachery, savagery, and the quest for retribution. It serves as a stark reminder of the dark consequences of involvement in the criminal underworld, leaving a lasting legacy of fear and destruction. Early life and entry into crime. La Quica's early life in Medellín, Colombia, was a study in contrasts, shaped by the juxtaposition of religious upbringing and the allure of the criminal underworld. Born into a devout Christian family, he was surrounded by teachings of morality and righteousness. However, the influence of his older brother, already entrenched in the Medellín Cartel, introduced him to a world far removed from the principles instilled by his parents. The dichotomy between familial values and the seduction of criminality created a tumultuous inner struggle for La Quica, whose path diverged sharply from the virtuous trajectory his parents had envisioned for him. Despite intermittent attempts to deviate from the path of crime, such as his short-lived stint in the Colombian army and brushes with law enforcement over minor transgressions, La Quica found himself inexorably drawn into the orbit of organized crime. His association with the Medellín Cartel deepened over time, fueled by a potent combination of loyalty to his brother, ambition, and a willingness to embrace violence as a means to an end. As he ascended through the ranks of the cartel, he earned a reputation for his ruthlessness and efficiency, eventually catching the attention of the notorious drug lord Pablo Escobar. In Escobar's inner circle, La Quica solidified his position as one of the cartel's most formidable enforcers, wielding power and instilling fear in equal measure. His journey from a devout upbringing to a prominent role in one of the world's most notorious criminal organizations serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the complex interplay between individual choices, external influences, and the consequences of succumbing to temptation. Hitman for Pablo Escobar. During his tenure as Pablo Escobar's hitman, La Quica's name became synonymous with terror and bloodshed, leaving an enduring scar on Colombia's tumultuous history. His role transcended that of a mere enforcer. He embodied Escobar's brutality and ruthlessness, executing his boss's commands with a chilling precision that struck fear into the hearts of all who dared to oppose them. La Quica's deadly efficiency was not limited to eliminating rival cartel members. He operated with a callous disregard for human life, targeting law enforcement officers, government officials, and even innocent civilians caught in the crossfire of Escobar's drug war. Among the litany of atrocities attributed to La Quica, none garnered more infamy than the bombing of Avianca Flight 203 in 1989. This brazen act of terrorism, orchestrated to eliminate a political adversary of Escobar's, resulted in the tragic deaths of 110 passengers and crew members. The devastation wrought by this single event sent shockwaves throughout Colombia and reverberated across the international stage, solidifying La Quica's reputation as a cold-blooded killer. Despite the carnage he wrought, La Quica remained steadfastly loyal to Escobar, executing his orders without hesitation or remorse. His unwavering allegiance and willingness to carry out unspeakable acts of violence made him an indispensable asset to the Medellín Cartel's criminal enterprise. However, it was this very loyalty that ultimately proved to be his undoing, as he found himself ensnared in legal proceedings in the United States, facing charges for his complicity in Escobar's reign of terror. Betrayal and capture. La Quica's betrayal of Pablo Escobar marked a seismic shift in his tumultuous journey through a life of crime. Despite being a trusted enforcer within Escobar's inner circle, La Quica's insatiable hunger for power and autonomy drove him to defy the notorious drug lord's authority, ultimately sealing his own fate. His decision to deviate from Escobar's directives and pursue personal gain would prove to be his undoing. Following his apprehension by DEA agents and Colombian authorities, La Quica faced extradition to the United States to stand trial for his egregious crimes. The legal proceedings were protracted and grueling, with a litany of charges stacked against him, chief among them his pivotal role in the bombing of Avianca Flight 203. Despite his desperate attempts to evade justice, La Quica was ultimately found guilty on multiple counts, resulting in a sentence of multiple life terms behind bars. His conviction under federal statutes marked a watershed moment in American legal history, establishing La Quica as the first individual in U.S. annals to be convicted under such laws. The severity of his punishment underscored the gravity of his transgressions and served as a stark warning to others who might be tempted to tread the same treacherous path. La Quica's metamorphosis from a feared and revered hitman to a convicted felon highlighted the inexorable consequences of choosing a life mired in violence and betrayal. Legacy and imprisonment. La Quica's imprisonment serves as a poignant reminder of the profound repercussions of a life marred by crime and violence. Confined within the impenetrable walls of a high-security penitentiary in the United States, he grapples with the inexorable weight of his actions. Incarcerated for the myriad atrocities he perpetrated during his tenure as one of Pablo Escobar's most formidable enforcers. Isolated from the outside world, La Quica engages in introspection, contemplating the tumultuous trajectory of his existence, from the sanctity of a devout Christian upbringing to the sinister depths of operating within the ruthless confines of the Medellín Cartel. Despite his seclusion, La Quica's legacy casts an indelible shadow over Colombia's chronicles of organized crime. His name elicits a potent blend of fear and fascination, emblematic of the perilous allure of power and the treacherous descent into a realm governed by brutality and corruption. His narrative serves as a stark reminder of the ruinous consequences wrought by the pursuit of wealth and influence through illicit channels, leaving in its wake a legacy marred by devastation and despair. Even ensconced within the confines of his cell, La Quica's presence reverberates throughout the annals of criminal history, a grim testament to the insidious machinations of organized crime and the enduring grip of power. As he serves out his sentence, his saga stands as a chilling admonition of humanity's capacity for both abhorrent cruelty and eventual redemption, a cautionary tale etched into the fabric of Colombia's tumultuous past. La Quica's story is a testament to the dark underbelly of the drug trade and the devastating impact of violence and corruption. As we reflect on his life and crimes, may we remember the victims of his brutality and strive to prevent such atrocities from ever happening again. Join us as we delve deeper into the world of organized crime and uncover the truth behind the headlines. Subscribe to our channel for more gripping stories and investigations into the underworld of crime.